think we're live. Let's see. Got a couple people in here. All right. All right. Got some people dropping in. Hi, everybody. Hi, Crashy. Oh, happy Friday, everybody. Hope everybody had a decent week. It's raining here in Bend. It's kind of a miserable day right now. So it's just gross. But we'll hang for a sec. We'll see how many people decide to tune in. Get a couple more. Great. If not, I'll start my spiel and we'll go from there. But how is everybody doing? Everybody doing good? Everybody alive? Can everybody hear me? Hopefully. Cool. All right. I haven't gotten any frantic texts that nobody can hear me, so. Okay. Thank you so much. All right, everybody. Thanks, Barry. Thanks, Kitty Kitty. Appreciate it. You guys rock. Oh, give it a couple minutes. Just get, yeah. So we're going to talk about what the 500 Hours Project is. I promise. That's the whole reason why I am so excited to kind of share this with you. Essentially what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait a couple minutes, say hi to everybody. Oh, yay, New Zealand. Oh, God, I love New Zealand so much. I can't wait to go back and ride there again at some point. I'm going to give everybody a couple minutes. I know there's usually people that are late to the party. I'm going to give my spiel on what the 500 Hours Project is. And then we'll talk about questions and next steps. And you guys can decide if you think I am full of shit or if you think I'm onto something, and we'll go from there. But for now, I hope everybody's having a good April. Has anybody been getting out and riding? I've been getting out on my dirt bike a little bit, but the weather's been super intermittent here. It's been very hit and miss. Ooh, Baja on Sunday. That sounds fun. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Baja's a blast. I hope you have a great time, Barry. All right, y'all. Well, looks like there's 16 in here. A couple days in New York. Nice. DR 650. Yeah, I heard the Alley Sweepers tomorrow in Portland. I've got some friends going. I'm sure it'll be a blast. Hope you guys have a good time if you are going to attend that. Sweet. All right, well, I'm going to give my spiel. I'm going to talk for probably about 2 or 3 minutes just to kind of fill everybody in on what the hell this project actually is and what I'm trying to do with it. And so we'll get started. When I get through my spiel, all the questions, this is just kind of a side project that I think could deeply impact a lot of people and help a lot of people. So we are going to get rolling. So the 500 Hours Project. The idea was this concept of to be where your feet are and not where your phone is. So I took 500 hours, AKA 3 weeks off of social media to do an experiment. It was one that I'm now trying to turn into a bit of a movement based on scientific research, on reporting and studies, all done within the last 10 years about the impact social media is having on our lives. I did a deep dive. I read 3 books, a whole bunch of journal articles, and listened to a ton of podcasts. So some of these numbers are going to be a little interesting for a lot of you. So the average American spends 4 hours and 25 minutes on their phone every day and checks their phone 144 times per day. Studies are showing a direct correlation between screen time and increased risk of depression, anxiety, and social isolation, particularly amongst our younger generations. Now, like many of you, and kind of a growing vibe with social media, I've become a little disenchanted with it, particularly in the last year. My presence on YouTube and Instagram has demanded constant attention to try and grow within not only the motorcycle industry, but also with videography. And for a time, I really convinced myself that social media was a necessary tool just to help promote my business, myself, my art, etc. But I've really watched how these algorithms have shifted in the last 9 to 12 months. And what was once a platform of growth has now become one of exploiting a vulnerability in human psychology. And it goes beyond that kind of common notion of dopamine hits, the tiny dopamine hits of likes, comments, and shares. It's really tapped into our human instinct for approval and need for approval from our tribe as a means of making money. And this isn't money that we're making. It's money for those who created and own the social media platforms, not the people using them. The very harsh and very honest reality is, and I know even if you're a little like, ooh, I don't want to touch this right now, we all know somebody that's even worse than we are. And the reality is social media is an addiction and our phones are an addiction. What was originally created as a force and a tool to improve our lives has mutated into a very intrusive distraction, draining meaning and satisfaction from our existence. The compulsive use of apps is often the actual foundation of many business social media plans. The more you are using and engaging these apps, the more money they are going to make long term. So tap into yourself for a second. That nervous twitch you're feeling in your right hand right now to check Instagram notifications, texts, emails, calls, that's a disruption of what scientists call uninterrupted time and attention span, which shatters our ability to stay present and lead an intentional life. When is the last time you had a lengthy conversation without looking at your phone at least once? Or had dinner without popping onto TikTok or Facebook? When's the last time you went a few days without posting a picture or sending 50 reels to your friends or checking who watched your stories? Seriously, when? When was it? If you can pinpoint it, you're way ahead of most people. But most of us can't think of a time. We're giving our autonomy away to a digital addiction that's exhausting us, distracting us, and collapsing our levels of productivity both at home and at work. It's what many have begun to call compulsive connectivity, one which promotes a false narrative to spark feelings of FOMO, hello, and inadequacy amongst a digital culture that is not real, but curated to make us feel like we need to buy more, do more, and of course, post more. I don't know about you guys, but the FOMO thing and the inadequacy pieces are the two things that really stand out to me the most. The fear of missing out and the fear of not being as good as other people posting. That is something that Instagram especially taps into hardcore. So for 500 hours, I went totally dark. I would put my phone on DND. I deleted all my social media apps from my phone. And I am not exaggerating when I say after a few days, I did not miss it. The further I got away from social media platforms, the more I began to realize how sick the whole thing really is. And the goal with the 500 hours project is really to just push you to stop checking your phone for notifications, to stop doom scrolling, and to stop being caught up in a world that isn't real. I achieved it. My average screen time went from 4 hours and 55 minutes a day to an hour and 10. And that hour and 10 was used for Google Maps, making calls, shooting quick texts, and checking emails occasionally. The goal is to be where your feet are and not where your phone is. So tonight, if you're watching me go on this rant and rave about social media, I'm going to challenge each and every one of you to think about taking the 500 hours challenge to reevaluate your time management, to worry less about what you might be missing out on or what others think of you, and to focus on spending time actively doing things that make you happy. And that really just means being the main character in your own story. So that is my spiel. Yes. Anyway, here we go. Second challenge. If you are sitting with your phone next to you, I want you to pull your settings open. I want you to scroll down to screen time. and hit it. I want you to see how much time you've been on your phone today. See what it actually says. And the nice thing about this app is it will hold you accountable. It will show you exactly what you're spending time doing. So everything from Instagram to downtime, you can also limit how long you're on apps. But again, I know a lot of people are rolling their eyes at me right now, but the bottom line is we spend way too much time on our phones. Now, I'm also not saying we need to be anti-phone or anti-social media. I just think there's an appropriate and healthy way to do it. And I'm going to talk you through exactly what I have done to get reintegrated back into social media so that I can keep using it as a marketing and promotional tool for my work, my job, but also a way to not get so sucked into it that I'm on Instagram all day long, checking reels, checking posts, liking things, commenting on things, because the reality is if you're doing that all day, you're missing what's actually right in front of you. So one of the first ways to adjust post detox is to actually set a boundary for yourself and to hold yourself to it. You can schedule time throughout your day to use social media. I have 3 times a day I'm on social media for 20 minutes each. I have an hour slot time every day. And those little segments are usually divided up with Instagram, YouTube, and then a combination of both. And I've been doing this for about a week. It's wonderful. It's been way, way easier to just get in, get out, post, comment, do the things I need to do to help promote my stuff, and then be done. And that's it. The other big thing that will help is turning your phone on DND. I know a lot of us have work calls and things like that that'll come through, but I'm talking about during your downtime. Get home from work, going to hang out and make dinner, turn your phone off. Have some time to yourself. Go on a hike and don't be on social media. Don't feel like you need to take a picture or shoot a video or anything else. All the science behind this is so real and it's so disturbing. It's talking about how we're missing out on our entire lives because we're so damn focused on this screen. And I don't want that to happen to everybody because it definitely was happening to me. And I look around and see it happen in my friends. One of the challenges I want to give you is to go to a Starbucks or a coffee house without your phone, or bring your phone, but don't be on it. And look around and observe how many people are on their phones just right here, totally unaware of anything going on around them. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So keeping that in mind, also be realistic with yourself. Like I think 2 hours a day on your phone is a great amount of time. You can work, you can be on social media, you can talk to whoever you need to talk to, piece of cake. But this is more of one of those challenges I want to push because I think a lot of people don't know how to just hit the delete button on the Instagram app, on the YouTube app, etc. And I know YouTube is hard. A lot of us like to watch video and things like that from YouTube, but if you're going to actually watch those videos, put them on your TV or your laptop. Don't be on your phone. Get it so you can actually watch it versus feeling like you're kind of half on there making comments and whatever else. As well as that, the one big tip I would love to share is setting your alarm, turning your alarm off in the morning, and then putting your phone back down for an hour. Now, again, sometimes with work and things like that, it's not always feasible, but this has been a game changer for me because I was a wake up and stare at the phone person in bed for like 20 or 30 minutes with my dogs. So unhealthy. Get up, turn the alarm off, get out of bed, put the phone down, and don't touch it for an hour. And just see how that starts to shift your mornings. Start there. You don't even have to try the 500 hours, but at least start somewhere where you start to make those little adjustments to be off your phone. It makes a world of difference. So that is my spiel. Does anybody have any questions? I would like to also add all of the research I did ahead of time is all research that's obviously been done the last like 8 to 10 years, particularly like I think it's like post 9/11, they really started to tap into, and with the rise of Facebook and everything else, how the internet and media were engaging everybody on a grand scale. So if anybody has any questions, cool. If not, that's my rant and rave for the night, and we can all get back to our Friday evenings. Nice spiel. Thank you, Barry. Yeah, Billy, I agree with you. Again, that's why I think one of the big things that I try to push is it's just about time management because obviously with how work goes for a lot of us, I have to be on a lot of these apps for work. People need to see the video I'm shooting, whether it's for motorcycles or my documentaries. However, limiting your time on there is what's most important. It's being healthy so that you can actually enjoy your life and go on a hike and not be so consumed about getting the right photo on that hike and just be out there and enjoy the view and spend time with your dog or your partner or whatever else. Let's see. Yeah, 213. I tried to keep it nice and concise, but anyway, I appreciate all of you being here for my rants. This is something that I am trying to just educate people on more than anything else. And I'm going to actually be posting a square in my YouTube account on my community page. And if you do feel like challenging yourself, I encourage you to grab that square, throw it on your social media, and take your 500 hours off. It's incredible. I can't tell you how much better I feel as a human being after doing this. It's amazing to take a break, to realize there's so much more out there, and to get reintegrated with hobbies and things you enjoy doing that aren't media or video related. Thanks, Garrick. Appreciate you being here. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for being here. I adore all of you. Take this with you. Honestly, a lot of what I told you today is also just stuff you can pass on to other people, especially I know the screen time thing on your settings is very scary, but I did this at dinner with a big group of friends the other night and I had everybody, we were all kind of talking about it and everybody pulled out and checked their screen time. I had friends that were on there 9 hours a day, just to give you some perspective. So definitely room for improvement, but also something you can talk about. Just make it a conversation starter. Talk about why you're spending so much time on your phone. Check what you're actually spending your time on. It could be news, it could be Instagram, it could be anything. But anyway, all right, y'all. Thanks for being here. You're awesome. And yeah, we'll tune back in soon.